Alright guys, welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're going to be going over Machamp. Now there are a couple good things and good and bad things about Machamp. The good thing about Machamp is that it's got like an answer for every situation. It's got the Takeout Machamp that's going to take out basic Pokemon. It's got the big beefy Machamp GX that's going to slay through evolution Pokemon. It's got Machamp Break. It's got Machamp Prime. And basically all these Machamps are here for different situations, and that's one of the things that makes it good. However, one of the things that makes it really bad is that it lacks a certain energy acceleration. So that means that you can kind of fall behind really quickly if your opponent starts snowballing out of control. And if you can't keep up with energy attachments, you're just going to flat out lose to stuff overpowering you, like a Hex Loop or Goop Loop or anything like that. You're going to just straight lose to. But other than that, you actually have a lot of HP on the break. It's 190 HP to make the Machamp from Stormfront 190 HP non-EX, so we're doing some serious damage there. If you go into Machamp GX early, Crosscut's a ridiculously good attack. If it's if your opponent's evolved Pokemon, it does 60 more damage. That's 120 damage on a 250 HP Pokemon. Kind of ridiculous. And then 3 energies for 130, still really good, so you can just burst through your opponent. And then Machamp Prime's in here to a kind of a if you have energy everywhere from like experience shares or just it's on different things, Machamp can kind of consolidate those to get a quick knockout either from Crushing Punch or Champ Buster. So we are playing, it is a, there's 3, so you got the Break, the Prime, the GX, the Prime, and the one from Stormfront, plus the Break, so we are going to be playing a 3-3-3 line. I will note that this Machoke from Guardians Rising is really good for against spread decks. It stops all of those. Oh, sorry, I missed a Machamp. My bad. We are playing this Machamp that adds 20 to all fighting Pokemon as well. Oopsies. There. Getting the shot. There it is. Okay, yeah. So 20 to all fighting Pokemon. Fighting has always kind of been, you want to add damage here and there through Fighting Stadium or Muscle Band and Strong Energy. You're just going to keep adding 20s on top of each other, and that kind of fits the theme with the Machamp from Furious Fists. So there's your Machoke line. We also have some, or Machamp line, sorry. We also have some supporting Pokemon in here. We do play a 1-1 Crabominable line. Like I said, this deck does kind of fall prey to falling behind. So 1 energy attachment attackers are going to be good to just try to catch up a little bit. And Crabominable is your best fighting option there. So a 1-1 line on a non-EX is awesome. We are also playing 1 Hawlucha as a way to have your 1 energy attachments come back. And then 1 Relicanth from Supreme Victors. It does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for every tool and stadium they have in play. So you can get some serious snipe numbers with this. You know, if they have 3 tools on their side of the field, you're going to be taking a knockout on any bench-sitting Stage 1 Pokemon. So that's it for Pokemon. You have these support ones to come back with 1 energy attachments in case you fall behind. And you have these big HP Machamps to carry you most of the way. For support Pokemon, we are playing all 10 of the normal suspects here. The 1-1 Claydol, the 2-2 Porygon, the Lapras, the Spiritomb, the Dunsparce, and the Uxie. No reason not to play any of these. They're all very good. It's your cut and paste Stage 1 deck. It's very standard in terms of what you're building. So no reason not to include any of these in that. Moving on to supporters, you're still going to see a lot of usual suspects here. For searching cards, we are going to play a Wally, a Karina, which actually gets a little bit of a boost in this deck. You see it in everything, but in this deck especially. Bebe Search, Roseanne's Research, Skyla, and Collector. For draw power, you're going to be seeing the usual Oak, Copycat, and Colress, Sycamore, and Juniper, Rockets, Admin, and N. All very standard stuff here, nothing too fancy. Switching cards, you got Guzma, you got Lysander, and you got AZ. We play AZ because we do have a number of EX Pokemon, so AZ over Brimey's there. For recovery, we have Trump Card and Marley's Request. For the double searches, we have Teammates and Mallow. And then your Mizik cards down here, you have Hex Maniac and Iris. Remember, like I said, this deck is all about adding those 20 damage, so even though we want Iris in most all decks nowadays, Iris is especially good in this deck because you have those 1 energy attackers in the forms of Crabominable, Hawlucha, and Relicanth to come back with. Oh boy. Excuse me. Moving on to item cards here. A lot of usual suspects again. Searching cards, we have PCOM, Computer Search, Level Ball, Lux Ball, Evo Soda, Ultra Ball, Swoop Teleporter, and then we actually also play Heavy Ball in this deck. Most of the Machamps are 3 Retreat, and then most of the Chokes that we decided to put in are also kind of heavier. Let's see, so the Crabominable you can search out. You can search out Machamp GX, Machamp Prime, and then there is the 2 Machokes that you can search out and 1 Machop that you can search out. So you can search out a fairly good amount of your line from Heavy Ball. Usually you don't see it in too many decks, but this deck, you know, there's so many heavy Pokemon that why not? Draw power, you have Misty's Wrath, Oak, Bill, and then Pokédex Handy for just a little bit extra draw power. For recovery, playing both Junk Arm and Item Finder like usual, versus Seeker and Palpad. And then we're also playing Super Rod and Pokemon Retriever. You don't need to play Retriever and Rescue Stretcher in this deck just because you can have one or the other. Super Rod helps you get back those energies because, like I said, you do need kind of a lot on the field, and if you fall behind, it can be kind of an issue. Switching cards, we have Switch and Escape Rope and Scoop Up. Scoop Up's in the standard deck, but we are playing 2 switching options because most of those Chokes are kind of fat. And then Rare Candy and Breeder because it's a Stage 2 deck. And then rounding out Field Blower, Imposter's Convention, and Max Potion. Max Potion is going to be in any deck with Crabominable to keep it healthy so you don't hit yourself. There isn't really any other card that I would rather play than Max Potion specifically for Crabominable. I think Protection Cube is just a little bit too specific, so Max Potion is going to be in any deck with that fat Stage 1 line. Moving on to Stadiums. It's an Evolution deck, so we are going to play Broken Time Space. Fighting decks, you're going to see Fighting Stadium to add damage against the X's, Scorched Earth to help a little bit of draw power there, and Stark Mountain because, like I said, Energy Acceleration is non-existent in this deck, so Stark Mountain adds kind of a soft way of getting Energy Acceleration from some of your starting Pokemon that may end up on the bench. For example, Dunsparce, once you hit and switch, you have the energy sitting there that you can Stark Mountain up at any point. Tool cards, you're going to see your standard Muscle Band and Floatstone. And then we're also going to play a Choice Band in this deck because it is that damage modifying. Fighting's all about adding just small increments until you can one-shot. Choice Band's a great way for that. Experience Shear to help with the lack of energy acceleration. And then Focus Sash because we are building a fighting deck. Focus Sash is just going to go in anything like that to keep it healthy and out of one-shot range. The Elite Four, you're going to play all 4 of them plus Dowsing Machine. Dowsing is your best egg spec. No reason not to play any of these other ones. You'll see them in almost every deck. And then for energies, 1 Strong Energy is the only special you're going to play. You don't really need DCE. Most of your attackers are just attacking for fighting. And then you're going to look at 3, 6, 9, 12 fighting energies, more than enough. You could pepper in 1 or 2 if you're worried about the acceleration. But, you know, you have all those 1 energy attackers on the bench to fall back on. So that does it for Machamp. It's a very, very straightforward deck. It's very vanilla, very... you know, there's not a lot of fancy stuff in it, but it is a good deck strictly because you can take one-shots when you want. You can fall back to just small pot shots on some things if you need to. You can always seemingly hit the right amount of damage when you need to hit it, and that's what makes this deck so good. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let us know. If not, we will see you next time.